So why did he sail the ocean blue in 1492? Because who is in La Niña, La Pinta, and La Santa Maria? His fleet of ships that were journeyed back and forth, bringing passengers. Who are the passengers? We'll get the passengers list and find out. They're Martinez's and Durans and Montalvos and Sanchez, and Bacas, and you name it. All of these names, well, might they be Sephardic? Well, if Christopher Columbus, Colon, is Sephardic, and Columbus kept sending letters to his son Don Diego, all right, who was left behind, and in his memoirs, in his letters, he puts little Hebrew sayings such as Be'erat Hashem, with the help of God. And so, all that is to say, who is he hauling? He's hauling a lot of passengers that are Sephardic Jews.
Well, Del, the history books say that it was the crown's jewels that paid for his trips and financed the ships. Is that true?
No. The fact is, I think you've read my notes. They say that Queen Isabella sold her jewelry, all right, to finance Columbus's voyages. She sold her Jews, her subjects, not her jewels, because the ones that really financed Colon's voyages across the Atlantic were four Sephardic wealthy fellows, Abravanel, Señor, Santangel, and here again we have Sanchez. All right, so not that I'm related, but it was Colon. So why did he sail the ocean blue in 1492?
Shalom, this is Brother Tazabah from GMS Birmingham Camp. I want to start out by giving our glory, infinite praises unto Yahweh Shema Shah. The bonus to my apostles and the elders at Great Millstone, and salutations unto the Akim throughout the four corners that are putting their life on the line week in and week out. I just wanted to come real quick. Lord willing, this is edifying, and this is just more evidence that Esau has his biblical scholars as well, man, and he can hide nothing at this point. Now, what he's speaking to, just to put it in plain terms, you had the small hats hiding under the auspice of a different nationality at that particular time. All right, and Christopher Columbus selling to America or whatever, that's just a lie that, he was looking for the East Indies or whatever. No, he wasn't, man. He knew exactly what he was doing because he traveled with a Hebrew interpreter called named Luis de Torres. All right, and he was a forced convert to Christianity. And Christopher Columbus left this dude on Hispaniola, and he was able to communicate with the Arawak Indians, man. Why? Because he was speaking the Hebraic language. Over time, it's going to be nuances or whatever, and you'll have your regional dialects or whatever, and you'll have your variances or whatever, but he could communicate with them. More than likely, Christopher Columbus leaving him on that island or whatever, it was said that they put him to death a year later. Why? Because they understood what, through him being a Hebrew interpreter for Christopher Columbus, it set his people up for a downfall, man. And with that, you basically have Christopher Columbus, who he said Cristobal Colon or whatever. It showed up in the subtitles that Christopher Colon was hauling Jews, man. He was hauling Israelites. For better understanding, he was hauling Israelites, and it was being funded by the small hats, man. All right, now let's go here. I'm gonna hit it real quick because this is the evidence, man. Because we knew the scriptures foresaw all of this, and it says 2 Esdras 13:40. It says, "Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Oshea, whom Shalmaneser, the king of Assyria, led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. But they took counsel amongst themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen." Because the 10 tribes were scattered amongst the Assyrian empire, man. All right, they was in captivity. But they took counsel amongst themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt. And where is that? That's America, man. All right. Matter of fact, do they got it in the? Yeah, it says, and that land that no man dwelt was America. It says that they might keep their law, that might keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land, and they entered into Euphrates by the narrow places of the river. For the Most High then showed signs for them, and held still the flood till they passed over. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely a year and a half, and the same region is called Asaroth. So they left out of their Syrian captivity and took the waterways, man. All right. Now, I'm not going to name the particular waterways. I'm going to get with a brother. This just hit my spirit or whatever. But at the particular time, you done had a Suez Canal, you know. So with that, you would have to take the Cape of Africa, if I'm not mistaken. You would have to sail around Africa. And those are some turbulent waters, man. All right. The Cape of Good Hope. It says, and then dwelt they there, because the Northern Kingdom was over here for at least 1,000 to 2,000, well over 1,000 years here in America unto themselves, man. But Esau will tell you, oh, they came to America by way of the Siberian ice bridge and they're Asiatic people. No, that's a damn lie, man. All right. And then dwelt they there until the latter time. And that latter time was what? Now, because we are in the last days. All right. So Esau coming and touching down on that land, and Esau fulfilling the prophecies of bringing the southern kingdoms, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, from West Africa. Hey, it was complete, man. And now when they shall begin to come. All right. So Yahweh Shem Yahushua, what? He caused the northern kingdom to come to America so that they might keep the laws. And we know that they kept not the Most High laws. But when you go to James Adair and a plethora of other authors that I can't name off the top of my head, you know, there's a lot of studies that go into these things, man. But they all of these authors came to the conclusion from living amongst Gad and Reuben that these are surely the people of the lost tribes of Israel. All right. So it's clear in this air evident when you go to the Arawak Indians, you go to the Taino Indians, that's Ephraim. When you go to the Arawaks, that goes to Benjamin, so-called West Indies. You see? Then you had Gad, Native American, you had Reuben, the Seminole Indians. And all of these Indian tribes and breakoffs, that's just Gad. Everybody want their own glory within themselves, within their own rights, man. That's just Gad and Reuben, man, all over America. Let's be frank about that, man. All right. So, but that's all I had through the Spirit. This wasn't a long lesson. You know, I could have brought forth visuals, but for the sake of time, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to end off by giving all glory, infinite praises unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, by Hashem, Rekakwadash, the abundance of my apostles and the elders at Great Millstone. To the next time, Shalom.